Hey guys, it's me again, back off of another 12-hour workday, sitting pantsless in my computer chair, bringing you another early access roguelike deck builder. This one's called, I believe you pronounce it Malys. Does look really cool, really interesting. I'm going to go with the profile slot 1. I thought maybe we could name it, but we can't. I haven't actually ran it. It actually just got updated with this first early access update. As far as I know, you're supposed to be I want to say demon hunter, a priest, something. So we're going into this as always blind, just kind of going. But it looked cool. The graphics in it looked kind of interesting. So I went ahead and bought it. So you didn't have to. And I'm going to showcase it so that in case you do want to. Oh, choose an artifact. Okay, so what do we have? Early access. We have just the Ancient Tome. Well, all right. Ancient Tome, restore 10 will at the end of every exorcism. So we are doing exorcisms. Our deck, we have Compel, Arcane Shield, which is our basic defense. Compel is our attack. The Priest, Summon the Priest. Deals 1 damage to demon when a card is played with cost 1 or below, which basically you would throw that in there and then that would be a modifier for any 1 cost card, it looks like. Speak Thy Name. Deal 4 damage, apply 1 Shackle. Shackle is a debuff. Attacks deal 50% less damage, and then Collect Yourself, which allows us to draw 3 cards. Well, yeah, we only have the 1 artifact to start with, so here we go.
This is no ordinary city. No bustle of traffic, no lights, no music, no laughter. Eyes watch from the shadows. Things crawl in the darkness. The sound of heavy wings.
Well, all right. That was interesting, and I guess we're a badass priest. Says, oh, wasn't expecting to see you here. I've been awaiting your arrival. Why do we have a twink angel? I mean, looks cool. I've met this particular celestial being on more than one occasion. Perhaps they were even my guardian angel. That would certainly account for their interest in me. Although, they didn't do much guarding, more watching and mocking. I had an uneasy feeling I was in for more of the same. I don't suppose you'd tell me your name this time, I asked. As I've told you before, I've had a multitude of names. A smirk played on the edges of their mouth. Would you like me to recount them all for you? I sighed. Angel it is then. Angel chuckled, high and light. You've come so far already, tonight, and yet you've so much further to go before the sun rises. Further than you realize. Typical, enigmatic, holier-than-thou bullshit. It didn't help that angels were, in fact, holier than thou. Are you going to help me then, for once? But I've already helped you, Noah. Then they paused, making a showing of mock surprise at my scowl. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you yet prefer Father Noah? Not for a long time, no. I was curious what they meant by already helping me. Celestials were masters at not telling you the whole truth, but it wasn't in their nature to outright lie. Instead, they'd laugh at your efforts to piece together the half-truths. So asking what they meant by that was going to get me nowhere. Just tell me where he is. That's all the help I need. Angel stared at me for a moment, cocking their head like a bird. Then, without a word, they lifted their hand and pointed. Out into the city, ahead into the darkness. Thanks for nothing, I growled under my breath. I expect no thanks for what I do, they said, completely serious, perhaps for the first time. Then they spread their angelic wings wide, and with an effortless leap, they were off into the black sky and gone. I didn't bother to wait to see if they would return. With that, I rode on. My hunt had begun. Alright, so, let me finish chewing my cookie. We see a basic roguelike deck builder outline here. Got our legend on the side. Basic places to go. These are all lesser demons. There's an angel. This is Lydia. I have no idea what that is. Gideon. These are regular demons. And then I guess this guy is the region boss. We have no unknowns at the moment. So here we are. Let's just go on. Hanging out. A lonely convenience store, interchangeable with any other in the city. Dim fluorescent lights, smudged windows, and faded signs that cheerfully declared sales for things no one needed or wanted. A single, tired employee puttered around within. But the weak, infernal presence I detected wasn't coming from him. No, it was here, outside, somewhere in the empty parking lot. I began to look, preparing myself for anything. What I found wasn't in the lot, precisely, but in the patch of grass and bush right next to it. There, a young boy struck at something in the grass with a stick. Over and over and over again. "Stupid, stupid, stupid!" he shouted. Tears were streaming down his cheeks, and he was splattered with blood. The thing he was hitting, I didn't want to look. A small animal, I think, or a dog. The remains of it long turned to pulp. He suddenly stopped and stared at the sky and screamed. The demon had him. It was a pitiful thing, and I already knew its name. Really, what is its name? Oh my. So here we are. This is an exorcism. In order to play cards, you will need to light candles. Okay. To burn a candle, select one from your hand and target the burn area. Confirm with a drag or click, and one candle will ignite. You can ignite up to 3 candles. Lit candles will roll over into your next turn. The cost of each card is shown at the top left corner, indicating how many candles need to be lit to play. Once you have enough candles lit, select the card you want to play and choose a target. Cards may have different effects depending on the target. When your will is depleted, which I guess is the big number down there, your journey ends. You can protect yourself and your allies with Ward. Build Ward to protect yourself from an attack coming in the next turn. Ward will reset at the start of your next turn, unless used in combination with a status effect like Fortify. This demon is a lesser demon, and fairly easy to defeat. Later you will encounter greater demons. To reveal a greater demon, you must destroy the runes hiding the demon's true name. When all runes are destroyed, you may compel the demon into revealing itself by speaking its name to expose it. At the end of your turn, beginning the Endure phase. When dealt enough damage through the Endure phase, the demon will be vulnerable enough to be expelled, beginning the Expel phase. When fighting a greater demon in the Expel phase, the host will be at risk. Powerful actions by the demon come at the cost of the host's will. You must protect the host, or your journey will come to an end. Well, alright, so I guess we have to ignite here first. We don't know what he's doing. I guess this demon's name is Headless. He will ward right now. So, I would like to... apply a head. So, okay, so this must be the, I guess he's two parts, and this is the host. So if I want to do something like shackle,
The light, thing of darkness, behold the mighty and tremble before me.
that's actually pretty cool. Okay, right now it looks like he's just gonna do ward. I need to kill this head though, because the head will apply 1 wrath to the demon, and we definitely do not want that. I'll save 2 candle lights for the next round. Okay, so he's got 10, he's got 20. He is now going to do 15 attack. Alright, I would like to go ahead and bring in... Bring in the priest. Priest is going to help me. I want to get rid of that. I would like to go ahead and shackle you so that hopefully you'll do less damage. And right now, let's ward. Oh, I didn't mean to do it on him. I meant to do it on me. Oh, well. Okay, stacking up the priest is probably the best thing that I could possibly do. But I need to get rid of this because it's going to keep going.
As wax melts before the fire, so the wicked shall perish at the presence of faith.
Give me that. Give me that.
I call upon the ancient powers who lie dormant, Haru and Gunore.
I'm liking the background stuff. It's very good. All right, so you're gonna grant yourself some more ward. We need to go after the head. So at the moment, I didn't mean to do that at all.
Who fight and have always fought against the most ancient of evils.
Using the priest is actually a good idea. Oh, I need to get rid of him. You're still gonna do more damage. All right, we need to get rid of compels. I would like shackle. Grab me there.
Lend me your arcane might. Aid me in the battle against the shadows.
Alright, you're still going to attack. This one's a lesser one. God, I need to beat you. Okay. I should have used a compel instead. Oh, I should have actually used it to light a candle. Let's get rid of you for right now. And you. And you. I definitely would like...
I call upon the ancient powers who lie dormant, Haru and Gunore.
15 damage. It's an interesting kind of play loop, though, to create your own, like, energy. Honestly, it might be better if I just keep attacking the headless and leave his head out. Yeah?
Always. I command you to be gone.
Yeah, I should have just done that from the beginning. I don't know why I didn't. I thought maybe getting rid of the other one would be better. Okay, we got 15 faith. Now we get to choose a card. Warding crystals. Apply 6 ward and 3 oath to yourself, allies, and host. That's actually pretty good. Damage dealt is evenly split across allied units. Miracle. If card is added to your hand after the beginning of your turn, it is free to play. Silvered Mirror. When damage is taken from an enemy, deal 1 damage back to the source count. I think I want the warding crystals. The book stacks. It was an old bookstore. The kind with a sign that cheerily welcomed you to come on in. But the inside was anything but welcoming. It was dark and dreary. Dust and cobwebs on every surface, and no one behind the little desk near the front even to say hello. Somewhere within, I could sense a weak demonic presence. "Hello," I called out into the darkness. The response was a shriek, the scream of a small child from somewhere within. I ran towards the terrified sound and found a small boy cowering by a stack of dusty books. He had what was left of a school uniform, tattered and filthy. His knees and hands were scratched and bloody where they weren't covered in dirt, and he recoiled with terror the moment he spotted me. "Leave me alone!" he cried and shrieked again. "Leave that child be!" I said, and prepared to save him. Shame! So he's got 2 pieces too. This arm looks oddly protective. So does that mean that it shares? He's going to summon a minion on next turn. So he's going to basically summon another arm, it looks like. So let me...
Lend me your arcane might. Aid me in the battle against.
Because I should have probably attacked him first just to see if my my hunch was correct. But I don't know. I want my priest. I want my ward crystals. We will prevail, my friend. Alright, well I can't really use the ward crystals right now, so let me... Alright. He's gonna, I guess, gonna keep summoning.
This is the hour of our need. This is the
So what do they do? Oddly protective, but they're not actually doing anything yet.
Our voices rise as one and cast into the wind. Hear our call. Come to our aid and drive out your evil.
I didn't have to worry too much about it because I went ahead and exorcised him. Prepare. Draw 1 card, add pocket to 1 card in hand. That's pretty cool. Because that would allow me to draw into my one that I got earlier, and it would be free. A Host of Shadows, do 1 damage 4 times, but it's also a free card if drawn. Draw 4 cards, burn 2 random cards from hand. No, we're going to do with Prepare. We don't know what we're using Faith for yet. Let's go to the Angel and see what this does. I was riding my motorcycle down the street when I suddenly spotted a familiar figure in the alleyway. So I pulled the bike over and walked back, half expecting that the figure would be long gone by then. But no. Angel stood there in the shadows, bold as you please, eyeing me warily. "You're following me," I accused. They nodded, yes. Then they stood there, arms crossed, refusing to elaborate. I sighed. Dare I ask why? You dare many things, not least of which is flouting the wishes of the highest, and thus placing your immortal soul into peril. A smirk slowly crossed Angel's lips, their eyes filling with mischief. But in this case, go ahead. I wanted to bash my head against a wall. Instead, I gritted my teeth. Aren't you afraid of being seen? I asked instead. Looking around the street, there were no passerby, but there could have been. Afraid? No. None shall see me that I do not wish to see me. So you wanted me to see you. Of course. All right, I'll bite. Why? Angel sighed. They inspected their fingernails as if the encounter were suddenly boring them. Your hunt is going to put you in great danger, Noah. Maybe not just yet, but soon. The demons will test your mortal will, meager and fleeting as it is. It's truly reckless how readily you put it at risk. And so you're here to, what? Provide a running commentary on the health of my soul? Not at all. I offer succor. That gave me a pause. Healing? From this celestial being? They didn't seem the type. And you'll do that in exchange for faith, they declared with a smile. Proof that you possess it at all, proof that you deserve my aid. Typical. Hand over faith, like it was made of coins. I could collect just by reaching into my soul. Yet I didn't doubt that. With Angel, that was indeed possible. It appeared my faith was about to be slowly tested in the night to come. Assuming that Angel was correct, I'd need healing. Considering how I normally took a long and needed rest after each exorcism, but tonight I'd likely be doing many. They were probably right, much as I hated them being right. Fine, I grunted. How will I find you if I need your help? Oh, I'll be around, Angel chuckled. The same high and light chuckle I'd heard when I arrived in the city. It was like a little girl's, and it set my teeth on edge. And if you're not around when I need you? They shrugged. Why, then you'll die, Noah, like mortals so often do. I suppose it was something. More help than I'd expected from this particular being, to be honest. Oh, I can upgrade a card. Priest. Brings it down to a 2. Oh, I don't have enough. What about prepare? Brings it down to what? Still needs 60. Does everything need 60 to upgrade? Yeah, okay. Well, I don't have enough to upgrade anything. But now I know. Now I need to check out who Lydia is. Lydia and Gideon. Deserted. I entered what had perhaps once been a police station. Now it was dark and deserted. The smell of death thick in the air. What had happened here happened long ago. Old terror and despair mingled together, tickling my senses as I stepped onto the dusty floor. The infernal was near. I steeled myself and sought it out. As I walked to the station, I found desiccated corpses, some in the tattered remains of a uniform, some not. All had pieces of their body missing. Chunks of purple flesh shooed off. And then I found him. A thin, elderly man, crouched over a long dead corpse, gently chewing on its thin flesh. The sound was grotesque. I can't stop, he murmured, his eyes wide in terror. The demon within him was pathetic, but just enough to keep its control. You can't hide your name from me, demon, I said. Oh, it's another headless. Which is fine. We've got a warding crystal there. He's going to go ahead and ward himself. So we're just going to go ahead and...
God is with us.
Priest up. Light some candles.
Those who stand within the holy light, be solemn and bear witness.
Jeez, why did Rocky start barking? Gonna hit me pretty good,
Aid
so
the innocent. Give them the strength they need to endure.
I might as well just go ahead and let him hit. Warding crystals again. I don't really need that.
Let them rise above the darkness. Let them repel the foul invader.
Right, deal 3 additional damage. That sucks. I'm going to prepare. I don't want that one. Okay. Considering as how he's going to ward up, let's just go ahead and hit him.
Prostrate myself before the young's powers, whose whispers still echo. I beseech you to deliver us, leave us, return whence you came.
And exorcised. Aid from Beyond. Reduce cost of all cards in hand to 0 until played. Thine Own Visage. Apply 1 vulnerable. We're going to go for Aid from Beyond because that's actually really good. An old bookstore. Okay, so this is basically the same thing. We've got the book stacks again.
God, have mercy on us.
Grant us thy protection, grant us thy mercy, smite this evil before me.
Alright, let's see what we've got. Honestly, that wouldn't be so bad. I'm going to pop you. I'm going to pop you. That's going to draw 3 cards. That's going to allow me to use warding crystals. I can pop you. I can use one of those. I can smack you. That gives me more there. Do more damage. Not bad, not bad. Alright, I don't need that anymore. You're still going to do some damage, so let's kind of shackle you. Because, yeah, you're still going to do some extra damage to me, but I think I can deal. Oh, you went and attacked him first. Oh, I forgot because of the oath. Okay, well, I guess that kind of makes sense. Let's pop you. Pop you.
Who fight and have always fought against the most ancient of evil. Be gone, creature of hell.
Alright, let's see what we got. Blood of the Carpenter. Apply 1 toughen. Gain 1 additional ward per stack when ward is gained. That's pretty good. Bound by Silver. Apply 2 shackle and pocket. Attacks deal 50% less damage for 2 rounds. Pocket, once burnt, played, or discarded, place this card on top of your draw pile. Does not add to hand size next turn. Powers that be. All cards burn for 2 candles this turn. What does that mean? Card can be played once per exorcism. Oh, okay. So if I use this for this 1 turn, each card I do will give me 2 candles. The office. I entered what appeared to be an office, like so many others in the barren city, full of cubicles and empty desks. Only some of the lights were on. The office was closed, and yet the door had been wide open, and I could sense the infernal within, something weak and feeble, yet it pulled at me, even so. I need to find it quickly. After a quick search of the place, I found a man in suit and tie asleep on the couch of the break room. Nothing seemed amiss with him, except, on closer inspection, one of his arms was covered in track marks. He was deep into a drug-induced coma, and the demon cackled madly as it sped through the haze of his tormented and unconscious mind. I didn't need to reveal its name. I knew this would not take long. The Gullet Demon? Oh, that's cool! Cannot foresee the demon's next action at this time. Okay, so at this point, we are definitely, as always, got to get our priest up. I don't know what he's doing, so we're going to go ahead and ward. Oh. Once played or burnt, this card is destroyed. Otherwise, it takes... Yeah, give me that one. Screw it. I will definitely take that.
Lend me your arcane might.
I will definitely take the damage. It's fine. That's going to give me 3. Grab you another shackle.
Be solemn and bear witness.
I want to go ahead and take that.
Aid the innocent. Give them the strength they need to endure.
Okay, I think that was a good round. He's gonna cast the debuff. All right, go ahead and get rid of you.
Let them rise above the darkness. Let them repel the foul invader. I speak now to the... It is done.
Very well done. Read the signs. Draw 4 cards. Burn 2 random cards from hand. The center must hold. Sacrifice 9 will. Start next turn with 3 can. Oh, that's pretty good. Heavenly Host. Deal 13 damage if 3 candles are lit. Instead, deal 7 damage. So 3 damage. 3 candles will give 13 damage. 2 candles or 2 or 1 will give me 1. Deal 7 light. When dealt to player, allies, or host, restores will. When dealt to an enemy, deals damage. I'm going to try that. We'll go Gideon. What does he got? The mansion. I found myself at the door of a mansion. A luxurious and sprawling place that was entirely at odds with the dilapidated buildings I'd seen everywhere else in the city. It occurred to me to wonder what exactly I was doing there, who I expected to find within. Curiosity prompted me to reach towards the delicately wrought doorbell, but before I'd even pressed it, the door opened. An elderly servant stood on the other side, regarding me impassively. "The master awaits you within," he said, and stood aside. That was it. No mention of who this master was, what he wanted, or how he knew I was coming. What else could I do? I went in. The inside of the mansion was just as luxurious as the exterior, but cold and still. Like a museum. Oh, he looks cool. I was ushered into what I assumed to be a sitting room, and didn't have to wait long for the master to make his appearance. Suddenly he was standing before me as if he'd been there all along. A seemingly young man in a snappy suit, pale locks falling across the most chilling, hungriest eyes I'd ever seen. The moment they bore into me, the faintest flicker of a smile dancing across the man's cruel lips, I knew exactly what he was. "You're a demon," I growled, quickly reaching into the pack for a weapon. He watched me with an air of amusement and no alarm whatsoever. "And you are an exorcist." His voice had a faint and unearthly timbre, sending an instant shiver up my spine. I paused, waiting to see what he'd do before I attacked, and he nodded as if this pleased him. "I am often called the Collector," he said, "but you may call me Gideon. whenever you visit. And what makes you think I'd visit to do anything other than banish you from this earth? Because you aren't hunting me, Exorcist. You're hunting Malys. How do you know that? I demanded. I make it my business to know all who come to this city, why they're here and what they desire. Gideon said the last word with relish and then sat on a nearby chair. He did so languidly, assuming an air of comfort that ignored the fact that he was an infernal creature and thus my enemy. I trade in souls, you see. He gestured at the odd array of cards that lined the inside of his oversized coat. Do you like? I don't, and you won't have my soul, demon. A slight raise of an eyebrow and a smirk said we'll see without him uttering a word. Nevertheless, we could do business, you and I. And why would I do business with you? For the greater good, of course. You want Malys, and I'm happy to assist. For a price. I stood there, not even bothering to ask. Faith, he clarified. In return, I'll happily deal with you for items in my collection, items you cannot live without, quite literally. His slow smile was that of a shark's. Thus begins any good business relationship. Wouldn't you agree? So the demon wants my faith, just like Angel does. I should be surprised, but somehow I'm not. I didn't stay long. I wasn't as certain as Gideon was that I'd ever be back. So he sells artifacts, maybe. Oh, he sells cards. Light the candles. Deal 3 light. When dealt to player, allies or hosts, restores will. When dealt to an enemy, deals damage. Mystical shackles. Apply 3 shackle, gain 2 vulnerable. No, I don't think I need that. I still need to check out who this Lydia is. So when I go through this way, I'm going to take a left so I can hit Lydia. I want to do that before I end the video at the very least. Last one standing. The bar was closed. The sign on its door clearly said so. Yet the lights were on within the door was wide open. Yet I heard nothing, no music, no sound of chattering customers, and I could feel the faint presence of an infernal spirit. Not a strong one, but one which had claimed its nest inside a mortal host and held on with whatever power it could muster. I knew it feared me, and it was right to. There was nobody inside, nobody behind the bar, no one at the tables. Only after a quick search did I finally see a man slumped in one of the booths. A dead man. There was a bullet hole in his head, and a coagulated blood coated the table. Then I heard the sobbing. It came from one of the washrooms, and I opened it to find an older woman curled up on the floor. Classy dress, gun clutched in both hands, crying with terror and anguish. She didn't notice my presence. The demon inside her wouldn't allow it. It wasn't even strong enough to hide its name. I prepared for the battle to come. Dark Thought. Okay, so Flower increases max will by 2 each turn. Explodes on death, causing damage equal to its max will. Ouch. So he's going to keep summoning these. But it'll increase this one by 2. I'm going to use that. Alright, that's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and use one of those. Arcane Shield is out. We're going to prepare. And then I would like to go ahead and use Pocket on that. We do have our Priest.
God, have mercy on us.
Okay, well that's a good setup.
Back to the pits.
Oh, they increase their will. Okay. I guess I don't really need that. I'm going to go ahead and use that. Add Speak Thy Name.
God, Reject it!
Okay. I can deal.
Those who stand within the holy light, be solemn and bear witness. Aid the innocent. Give them the strength they need to endure.
Alright, you are still going to summon, so I don't really need too much there.
Let them rise above the darkness. Let them repel the foul invader. It ends here.
Alright, we've seen that one. Each coin is sold. This turn cards cost one less. Next turn cards cost one more. Apply 2 Fortify. Remove the stack of Fortify at the end of each turn. No. I'm going to go Bound by Silver because I could burn that. And it should just keep coming back. One would expect a hospital to be a bustling, especially in a city like this. But as I approached this one, it seemed only quiet. No one at the reception, a few patients sat around in the waiting area, suffering quietly yet uncomplaining. A single fluorescent light overhead buzzed and blinked. I thought the demon I sensed might be in one of those waiting, but no, it was elsewhere. It wasn't long before I found a set of dark stairs leading down into the darkness. The lower floor opened up into what was probably an old laundry room. Filthy and deserted, it smelled of mildew and dust. There was something else, too. An acrid odor, particularly pungent, though I couldn't place it. Walking around, I eventually spotted a young man in coveralls. He was mixing something in an old tub, a liquid that sloshed and oozed suspiciously. He jumped when he noticed me. He was pale and sweating, his eyes wide. I'd found the host. Time to drive it out. Oh, a jackal demon. Alright. There's that one. I definitely want that. Warden crystals. You're going to do a debuff. I'm going to burn that one. Cackle. Each stack of cackle will accumulate will increase damage dealt to you during certain demon attacks. So this is going to be a 5+1. Grab me one of those. I'm going to go ahead and use that one. Prepare will allow me to do that. I can burn you down. Speak thy name. Give me one of those. Go ahead and burn that. And then we're just going to propel you out.
And faith is my sword. I cast light upon the darkness.
Bound by Silver is not bad because as a pocket, it'll keep coming up, and I could just kind of keep getting rid of it. Alright, that's 3 candles. I can use Heavenly Host to heal.
Release your hold and
Why?
tremble before their
It was supposed to do all of it, but I guess it didn't. Okay, whatever. He's dead. That's all that matters. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. Huh. Okay. Tome of the Damned. Deal 13 damage. When burnt, gain 1 silvered. That's good. Volatile. Take 5 damage. Card is burnt. Book of Prayer. Next card burned is duplicated and added to the discard pile. It is a miracle and it consumes. Unholy Bracers. Apply 3 toughen and then consume. That's pretty good too. All of these are actually really good. I'm going to go for Unholy Bracers, though. I think that'll work better. Yeah. Alright, it's our first mid-tier demon. I stopped my motorcycle outside a restaurant. The kind constantly surrounded by a cloud of fried food smells and despair. A single bored attendant manned the drive-through window, but there seemed to be no customers there or inside. I wasn't here for the food. Indeed, the stench alone would have dissuaded me, if I were hungry. No, I stopped here because I sensed an infernal presence. It wasn't coming from the inside, however. So where? I walked around uncertainly, eventually circling around to the back where the restaurant hoarded its garbage and waste grease in a series of large bins. The stench here was worse, as was the infernal presence. I approached the bins, prepared for anything. I noticed one of the grease bins was open. It was filled almost to the brim with a grayish sludge littered with crumbs and dead flies, and something was moving inside. At first, I thought it must be an animal. Then I recoiled, seeing it was a person. A woman emerged from the sludge, and she was smiling, a great big grin on her face, as if she was a child splashing in the tub. "Help me," she said, her voice the scratchy bass of an elderly smoker. Her smile grew wider, and she giggled, "Please, help me." The smell made me want to gag. The woman slapped her hands on the surface of the grease, splashing it. I felt some spackle my face and coat, and again my gorge rose. She began to rub the goo onto her dress and upper arms like it was soap, and she was trying to make a lather. Demons make humans do all sorts of strange things. Some like to play around, feel what it means to have feeling, or to test our limits. I thought I'd seen it all over the years. I'll admit, however, that this was a new one even for me. "Stop this," I commanded the demon within her. "You've had your fun." The woman stopped her playful splashing, her head swiveling around to face me like a doll under the guide of some childish hand. "But have you had yours?" Taunted, the deep voice from within her. "Why don't you come in here with me, sweetie? There's plenty of precious filth to spare." I took a deep breath and reached into the bin with both arms. The grease was surprisingly cold, and the woman shockingly light. I heaved her out of the bin with a considerable effort, tearing my coat in the process. She landed on the asphalt in a gooey mess and snarled like an animal. The demon was not happy with me. "You picked the wrong night to cross me," I said, scrambling to my feet as I readied for the coming fight. Oh, yeah, this one has multiple turns. We have an unknown. I don't really need that. Prepare. Aid from beyond. 2 shackles. Speak my name. Compel. And yeah, we don't know what you're doing, but at least we're going to stop you from dealing too much damage. Okay, so you went ahead and debuffed me. 50% vulnerable. Let me do that. Warding crystals can go. Yes, he says deal 13 damage if 3 candles are lit instead. Oh, maybe.
Release your hold and tremble before the witches.
Okay. We still don't know its full name yet. Alright, so it's still hitting me with that. Well, there is my priest. That gives me 3 cards.
We will prevail, my friend.
I guess we have a certain amount of time limit to get to the naming phase. Which is through there. Now we know the demon's true name, right? So this next phase should be enough. I'm not doing any more damage, so we're definitely right. Reveal. What are you, demon? Belphegor. That's pretty cool. You're gonna do some massive damage, aren't you? What is this? Moment of doubt. Gain 1 doubt. Owner has a 30% chance that a target attack or effect will miss. Okay. Once played or burnt, card is destroyed, but it cannot be burned. Yeah, you will attack. God, I don't have anything. Okay, well, we've got this. Bound by Silver can go. I definitely need some of that.
Defend those who have redeemed at great price from the tyranny of evil. I speak now to the host, so lost in shame and despair. Hear my voice.
Alright, I'll go ahead and use that now. I'll get rid of it. I don't know if he's going to keep doing it every turn or what. He's going to debuff me, which is, I kind of figured something like that was going to happen. Let's get rid of the warding crystals and the prepare.
Know you are loved. Listen not to the dark.
Okay, so that didn't work at all.
Believe you are cherished. Cast off the liar. Deny it. Refuse it. Reject it.
Okay. You're going to do more damage to yourself, aren't I? There's that. 1, 2. Okay, so Wrath is dealing 2 extra damage.
Peace and liberty.
I might as well do Toughen and just kind of make sure it's there. I'll take the damage.
Deliver us from this tyranny, from the grip of this unclean and unworthy spirit.
There we go. Expel, demon! Expel! Alright, so we still have this. You're going to debuff. Give me a little bit of that. That's got some of that to go on. That's good.
Hear us, so we may crush this evil and drive it back to the pit whence it came.
He's just dealing some
Hour of our need. This is the hour.
regular debuff. Oh wow, he gave himself wrath, like a lot of it. Give me that.
Our voices rise as one and come back to the pit.
Okay, but I won. That's all that matters. Hey, 35 faith. Oh, we got extra stuff here. Okay. Recite the passages. Deal 1 damage to all enemies. Apply 1 wrath. And hold your ground. Deal 3 light. Draw 2 cards. Oh, I want that one. Yeah, give me that. Getting a miracle card? Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, this one's an unknown. Down and out. I hesitated before knocking on the apartment door. The building was a hellhole, saturated with the smells of cooking and dust. The wallpaper peeled, the lights flickered. I couldn't imagine knowing anyone who lived here, and yet it felt familiar, even so. The moment I knocked, the door slowly swung open. It hadn't been locked, hadn't even entirely been closed. Within was only darkness. "Hello?" I asked as I crept inside. No sense of the infernal, unless it was somehow masked with all the other smells, vomit, now, and sweat. If that was the case, however, why was I here? I flicked the light switch by the door and a single hanging bulb lit up the room. I immediately regretted it. An almost barren room with a single mattress, empty bottles and cans strewn about, and I was startled to see a man there, sitting on the mattress with his back to the wall, sobbing quietly into his hands. An awkward moment ensued. I said nothing, wondering if I should leave before he noticed me. It was too late, however. The man looked up, his eyes bleary red and filled with confusion. I noticed he was wearing a long trench coat, itself heavily stained with vomit. Considering the look of the bathroom, I could hardly blame him for not cleaning up. It certainly wasn't a room I'd use to get clean. "What are you doing here?" he croaked, his voice raw. "Do I know you?" We'd never met, yet I had the oddest sense that I knew him from somewhere. The name Kincaid bubbled up from the recesses of my memory, though I couldn't place it beyond that. Kincaid? Again, the confusion, one mirrored by my own. It felt, in a way, like I was meeting someone in a dream, familiarity without anything concrete to explain it. Then he simply shrugged, apparently deciding that not knowing me was due to his current state and not me being a stranger, which I was. "It's not a good time, man," he muttered. Then he began to sob again, his voice breaking as he tried to smother it and failed. It's not a good time." He buried his face in his hands, his shoulders shaking. I almost turned to leave, but I couldn't. Instead, I sat on the mattress beside him. "I don't need your help," he whispered into his hands, but that wasn't how it sounded to me. Instead, it sounded like, "Please, help me." So despite the state of the mattress and despite the smell, I sat there. I laid a hand on his shoulder, and we didn't talk. After a time, his crying subsided. He looked at me, seemingly more embarrassed than overcome. Thanks, but you should go." I hesitated, but now he was determined, so I did as he asked. My heart felt heavy, however. "Oh, so I get a penalty for this?" "I'll take 10, Faith." But I think I'm going to end this video here. I've got to go pick up the daughters. So I am going to go do that. This has been pretty interesting. I will probably finish this run on my own. And if you guys would like to see more and see what the actual region boss looks like, let me know in the comments. Let me know, guys, what you thought so far. I'm kind of enjoying it. The differences in it are pretty cool. I'd like to see different characters, but I know you're going to have different artifacts and stuff like that. But again, it's an early access right now. You can get it on Steam for yourself. It was not too expensive, right? So, you know me. I always like a good roguelike deck builder. Until then, guys, be kind to each other, and I'll see you in the next one.